All right, introducing here our 2015 Ford Mustang GT in our Race Red package. This available engine is going to be our 5.0 302. You do have the availability of also getting your 2.7 liter EcoBoost and also your 3.7 liter V6. Now up top, we have 435 horsepower with 400 foot-pounds of torque. The reason for that, they increase the size of the runners on your intake manifold, replicating your Boss 302 from back in the day. Now, a couple more options to our GT we have here is a heavy-duty stabilizer bar to keep the front end straight whenever you're taking off, burning out, and so forth. As far as safety goes, we have front and back end crumple zones that are designed like an accordion. In the event of a collision, God forbid it happens, everything pushes in and pushes back out. Also available too, the padding along the back wall underneath here. Sound deadening, but also fire retardant as well. In the event of a collision, fire arises, these actual plastic rivets here work fine under normal operating temperatures, but in the event of a fire, they will melt, drop over, flood the engine, giving you and everybody else a whole lot of time to get out. Now with our engine here, we do have two side mounts that are liquid filled. Going towards collision, any kind of penetration through the front, those mounts will actually snap, dropping the engine to the ground and shoving it off to the side. As far as maintenance go, we do have a 100,000 mile maintenance free setup on this engine. All you've got to worry about is your oil changes, tire rotations and balances, air filter every now and then, that's about it. We switched over to timing chain setup. Back in the day, after a while, your belts would get bad and eventually bust. Timing chains just need to be readjusted, easier maintenance. Now as far as your air box goes and your fuse box and your battery, everything's all within hand's reach and easy to get to. And also your fluids as well. Everything's labeled in your clear containers from your washer, your antifreeze, and your brake. You are going to notice your power steering is electronically controlled. Reason for that, there's some suspension settings and steering settings on the inside we'll go over, understand a little bit more. Now here on the front, part of the track package is an aggressive front end, also with this little splitter piece on the bottom, as well as your projector headlights with your LED strips. The lights on here are LED as well. Going down, projector fog lights with your amber turn signals too to complement it. Now on the right side of the vehicle, part of the track pack going back, we have a staggered wheel setup. We have a 255/19 in the front and a 275/19 in the rear, just to increase stability, better handling and maneuvering as well. 12-inch rotors front and back that are supplied with your Brembo calipers. It's a 6-piston caliper that increases brake power, stop on a dime if you need to, as well as vented brakes down here at the bottom. Friction on the brakes increase heat. Heat causes rotors to warp, go bad over time. This prevents that from happening. 5.0 badging along the side, as well as breakaway mirrors. Someone gets too close to the store, you don't need to worry about the mirror breaking off, as well as turn signals available here. This way not only can they see you in the front, but they also see you on the side. Hydroforming on our doors somewhat acts like a roll cage. In the event of any kind of side collision, everything pans out like a wave going to your pillars, your A's and your B's, protecting your side at all times. Our glass is tempered. It's the same material as a windshield, so in the event of a collision, yes, it'll crack, it'll spiderweb, but it's never going to shatter towards you. Now here on the inside of the vehicle, another benefit to this are door handles. Since it is a push button start vehicle, the touch of your hand with the key on you allows it to lock and unlock itself automatically. Now we are going to have a carbon inlay trim on the dash. Part of the 15 models, they went ahead and increased the size of the legroom, pushing the dash back a little bit more and giving a vintage aviation look. We have a power seat option available for us too, automatic headlights, tilting and telescoping steering wheel. We'll go over some more options when we get inside. Like I said, our rear tire is a 19.5, important for the track pack for better stability. Also, capless gas system. Now, for most people, it's just going to the gas pump, putting your gas pump in and pumping gas, but there's more to it. Less vapor loss, you don't need to worry about anybody siphoning gas, taking anything from you, anything of that sort. Also makes life easier too. Now, you're going to notice here on the rear, there's no deck lid spoiler. Once again, it complements the track package. No need for it, less aerodynamics. Also on the bottom too, the two inserts on the bottom is going to be our diffuser. Not only for looks, but it helps for airforce. Twin exit exhaust, as well as our 4 sensors along the back, starting at 6 feet, and also our camera. And if they didn't already know you were driving a 5.0 by the badging and the way the front end looks, you've got the GT emblem here in the back. We do have LED tail lights that are sequential when your turn signals are on. They will blink in order as so. And also an increased trunk room. Through here you can find your, instead of a spare tire, you've got your air compressor available. Lots of the times in rear end collisions, the spare tires would actually go through the back and increase more injury than it would benefit. So now they went into a compressor. You ever get a flat, not only do you have the roadside assistance to help you, but you've got your compressor too. Now onto this side, we're gonna have a seat. If you can try to hop in there for me. Now, this is going to be our standard transmission that comes available on all track packages, and show you some of the knobs and settings we have here. Now, available here are 4 toggle switches as long as your engine starts button. You've got your hazard setup, your traction control, your steering, which controls your driving of the wheel. You've got option A, which is a sport mode, becomes tighter, handles in and out of turns better. You've got a comfort, which is going to be its smoothest setup. This is for anybody just wanting to cruise around. And your normal setup, which is a 50-50 of both. Onto the rear, we've got a normal driving, a sport, which increases throttle response and also helps out with the rear end. You've got a track, which disables all your stability control, traction control, giving the driver the most raw aspect of this vehicle. And going back to a snow and wet, this actually decreases throttle response in the event of snow or wet and prevents any kind of tire spin from the rear. All of this helps as far as driving due to the independent rear suspension available now in these vehicles. With that setup, instead of your solid beam axle, you have more fluctuation on the rear, allowing your tires to spread openly. Back in the day with a solid beam, you ran into a bump on your left tire, your right tire would feel it. You take a turn too hard and your left tire goes up, your right would flux with it. With this setup, they maneuver a lot better. Better for cornering, better for handling. Now, a new upgrade to this model in general is going to be the Sync 3. No more MyTouch. It's a new navigation system available also for your phone settings, AC, radio, the whole 9 yards. It's available on an 8-inch touchscreen here. Our gauges up top, your oil pressure PSI and your vacuum gauges, part of your track packages. All your Mustangs will come with, as long as it's premium, come with your shaker system. It's a 500-watt sound system with available tweeters up top, door speakers front and back, center speaker as well. Now, as far as availability options here on the stream, we've got everything from our cruise control, our 4.3 display, our Microsoft Sync, which is going to help us for Bluetooth connectivity, and also our radio. Another good option through your 4.3 over here is your track pack. With this, you're able to get your launch control set up. In the event you're taking your vehicle out to the track, you can set the vehicle up between 3,000 and 4,500 RPMs and launch the vehicle as if it was a race car, really. And with that, too, you have line lock. This allows the rear end to lock up for you, burn your tires out, get your tires warm before you hit the track. You can also measure out your lateral forces, your 0 to 60, 0 to 100s, quarter-mile times, everything using your track pack option available here. Now, as far as our main setup back over here, heated and cooling seats, dual digital climate controls, same blower intensity, but just different temperatures, and of course our volume knobs, tune knobs, and so forth. Up top, we've got our Since 1964 badge to let you know this is a 50th year anniversary vehicle. With that being said, it's the only true sports car to be around since its production date. Your Camaros, your Corvettes, your Challengers, your Chargers, once those vehicles started in production, they panned out and died at some point in time. The Mustang is the only vehicle that can hold that mark and say that it's still around from day one. Through here, single layer glove box, a little information setting here in case you want to put your owner's manual, whatever you may have inside. And that being said, this is your 2016 Mustang.